And we're live. Hey guys, welcome back to Whiskey Charlie, the War Game Chat, our monthly show on YouTube. I'm your host, Mo from Mo's Game Table, and joining me are my two esteemed co-hosts, everybody's favorite gimp with the limp, the Gimpy Gamer, Nate Rogers. How's it going, Nate?
No, glorious day in the core, man.
Here we go. And the Wargaming Wizard from Oz, who was over there making a coffee or something. How's it going,
Oh, it was coffee, totally.
Oh yeah, that's what I figured. No Canadian iced tea.
Yeah, and just so you know, it's not the first cocktail, so it could get a little rambunctious. The boys came
rambunctious,
with this time, and they all wanted cocktails, so it's like, phew, you can't drink alone, so let's go, boys.
So we did have an early joiner. Stuka Joe came in. He was the first for the evening, so he gets the gold medal tonight with the first comment.
The legend.
And then
Stuka
Charles
Joe.
Latora, he joined in. He was second. And I'm just trying to catch up on these comments. And of course, we have the first clown who was just talking about, drinking and not drinking. And so what's going on with you guys, aside from drinking your cocktails?
Well, there's only one thing that even needs to be talked about.
And that is?
The only game that matters finally got into my hands.
Oh,
Which
God.
game would that be?
Kev must know. British Tank Ace, man.
And now, hey, Mike, what is this thing here? I saw you said that before, and I was asking. You said, now please don't, tell me that Kevin Gimpy are departing the show and leaving Mo all by himself. It's like, why would you think that?
I'm out. Look, I haven't got a shirt. Change of plan.
Nice. Perfect timing. Well played, sir. Just catching up on comments. So what's the game, Gimpy?
British Tank Ace.
British Tank Ace. So have you played it yet?
Oh, you
Yeah.
got it?
Yeah, I'm shit. Hold up, let me grab my log. I am mini missions, and I'm into October now on this game. I've been playing the hell out of it. Been recording a lot of it. Having a lot of fun with it. I've got a couple of videos up on it already. Got the review up. Reviews, obviously good. This is the one I've been very much eagerly anticipating.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very happy to see that arrive. Everything else got pushed back a notch.
Oh, so Mike
Cool.
is saying that Ruff and Nathan left the war room 2 weeks ago, and today Jester has decided not to do the show anymore.
Oh, well, there you go.
So that's why he's bringing it up. Okay, good point. No, these two clowns are stuck with me here on the show.
We have long-term contracts.
We have long-term
that
contracts. They're
outrageously
non-negotiable.
Pay outrageously well. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Everything is free 99 on the show. And
Oh, dude. So
And I'm pretty stubborn. It's a Marine thing.
there you go.
I'm not going anywhere.
How do
Oh,
How
you
do I
did
connect?
connect, bro. You're
So-
good.
so he can join us tonight?
I don't
Okay.
know, but I don't think he can stay long. So, hey, Mike, I know that you thought maybe you were going to connect live, which you are welcome to do, but I thought it might be nice, since you don't have a lot of time, maybe just say hi here into the group, and then you could share a couple of things that you may or may not be doing and what's coming next, and we can make fun of you, and then kind of go from there, and then you can go spend time with your wife, because I know this is family time for you, and I was being pushy asking you to be here.
What do I do to join? Well, there's first the application process. Then you have to pay the
Yes.
proper fees. Just busted your chops, Mike.
Don't
Hey,
worry.
if you can join, you got a
Mo
mic and
can't
camera.
send an email to save his life.
You're more than welcome to join us. I can bring you in.
Can you send it to the right address?
I can send it to the right address.
Yeah, you got that indie going from it, whatever.
Let's see. I'll send it to him on Facebook. Mike, I just sent it to you on Facebook. Rich Kerr joining us. Hey, guys.
Hey, Rich.
Last 100 in Dallas. Yes, he's been to Dallas many a time to teach last 100 yards.
Crew. All the gang is here.
There we go. So we'll see if he gets the message and if he can join us.
Remind
not,
me, I'm
he's-
having a brain for it. The last 100 yards is GMT, right?
Yeah, GMT.
Yes.
I would say it's one of the more innovative tactical squad level games, fire team level games going. Very, it's totally different. Can you hear me?
Better than Assault?
Check your message on Facebook.
He's adorable, but he's not a technology guy.
No.
So type into the chat box and tell us what's up, and we'll ask you some questions.
Hold on.
Oh wait, got him.
Got a connection coming in.
Bada boom, bada
But he
bing.
doesn't have a microphone or a camera yet. Says so he's connected, but it's just a black screen. So it's like the witness protection program.
Okay, well he just needs to test his microphone himself personally, and then maybe we'll work it out. Very good.
All
Excellent.
right, let's see what this is. Yep, we need to connect the mic and cam still.
Well, I'll provide filler content.
Continue. Go ahead.
So Sunday, flying out to Portugal, spending a week there with the missus, doing
Nice.
anniversary and her 60th birthday stuff. Can't believe she's 60. She's so cool. And then that's a week there, and then we're parting ways. She's going to Dublin doing stuff, so like family history trail things, and I'm going to be in Normandy for 3.5 days.
I'm jealous. That's
So
awesome.
I'm going to actually get.
Oh,
to
here we go.
hit the beaches.
Did it work?
Hey,
It worked. There we go. Mike's joined the chat.
East
Yeah.
Texas is alive and well.
Who in the world is that talking in the background?
That's Kev. Do you not see Kev?
Huh?
Do you not see Kev? You don't see all four of us up on the screen?
He's-
There's me,
he's-
Nate,
he's-
and Kev.
He's busting
And
my
you.
balls. What's going on, Mike?
Oh, nothing. I just thought I'd join y'all. You know, I see you advertised quite often, but I don't even know. I can see Kev.
Yeah.
I
You
see
should
four
see-
pictures.
Yeah. So
How
you
you
got
doing,
me.
Maurice?
Yep.
You got Mo.
Good. How you doing?
And I don't know this other gentleman.
I'm Nate.
Who's
That's-
Gimpy?
That's Nate Rogers, the TheGimpyGamer.
Yep.
He's a brother Marine.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
And Gimpy has a very successful channel that he covers war games, but he does these little like robot miniature
Little
things
dolls.
as well. It's like super gay, but he does that as well.
And video
just-
games.
Just ignore that part of his channel.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually,
So what's
just
going on with you, Mike? What have you been up to?
Me?
Yeah.
I can't tell he's talking to me.
It's me. Can you not see me talking?
Pretty much the same old thing. I play a little golf, take care of the place, work on the game a lot.
What's coming up next, Mike?
Yeah,
What's coming up next?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Okay.
that you're allowed to say.
We have some teams working on some projects. So we have a team working on doing some early war France 40 stuff. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Nice.
then are we talking? We have two mics going.
You might have two mics going somewhere. But
Yeah,
might
I
be
got
hearing
an
feedback.
echo.
Yeah, you might be hearing feedback.
no, you muted yourself, Mike.
You muted yourself.
you need to mute. Maybe you have YouTube activated somewhere in the
Yeah, do
background.
you have
Yeah.
YouTube going at the same time, Mike?
Stop the video. Don't have
That will throw
us
you way
playing and you on there at the same time. That'll give you
Yeah,
off. You'll
feedback.
start talking. You'll start talking like one of those Godzilla movies. Your mouth will start moving, and then you'll say a word, and it'll keep moving, and there'll be no words.
Mike, you gotta unmute yourself. Hit the microphone button at the bottom.
We're gonna have to have him back for a full show because this would be fun.
After we do a practice run,
Yeah.
Mo, see if you can get him to figure out where the microphone button is.
I'm trying to hit the unmute on him, and it's not working.
So I'll talk for a second, Mike.
Go ahead.
At the bottom of your screen on the left hand side, there's a microphone. It'll have a diagonal bar across it. Click on that and unmute yourself. and close
Yeah.
any other apps you have going,
Here, you got it.
including YouTube.
There you go.
That
There you
work?
go. Yep.
There you go. Now, so France 40, that's exciting. Got that.
Yeah.
Yeah. LHY, France 40. What else?
Okay, so I have another group that's doing it'd be another Japanese Pacific. We're doing another Pacific. We probably have 6 or 8 missions already that we kind of got meted out. Of the France 40, we're probably not quite as far along, but it's interesting because different, pretty much the same game, but a lot of different vehicles.
And is that going to be Guadalcanal stuff or?
It's kind of going to
Saipan.
be New Guinea, Java, in
Okay.
that area. So we're just kind of moving up the island chain. I
Okay.
think there's a couple in there that are on the Guadalcanal or on the Solomons, and then we move to. But yeah, some of them are pretty good.
Cool.
That's moving along pretty good, and then we have a really talented guy. He goes by the name of Sora. Y'all won't know his name, but anyway, he's from China, and so he appears to really like the game and very active and supportive. So he's putting together the first one he's going to do is Japanese versus the Russians in late 30s and then again in 45.
Nice.
So you got Su-122s up against the Japanese Hago tanks.
I'm sure that works out
Pretty
great.
even.
Yeah.
Not even close to even.
And then he's going to follow it with that. We're going to do a module on Korea
Nice.
after that.
You will. Yeah, that'll be exciting going into the 50s. Yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
what ASL did. So that's fantastic.
Same, pretty much just. I mean, it's pretty much the same equipment. And I imagine, we'll have the Chinese communists and North Koreans kind of portrayed pretty much like we do with the Russians and the Japanese as far as a behavioral aspect. So,
Right. But do they have, I would, from my reading and experience with the Korean War, the Koreans, the North Koreans that fought, that whole wave concept, a little bit different to the Soviets in that their morale was a lot lower because they didn't necessarily have as many political advisors behind them shooting people in the back of the head when they tried to run. But they tended to mass in waves, but not everybody had a gun necessarily. They would, pick up one as someone dies type of thing. So I'd seen one design a long time ago where they were going to do, instead of squads, they were going to do almost like a triple or a double counter where you would have 2 counters to represent an element. And I haven't seen your Russian model, so I'm kind of talking half at my ass here. But I'm curious about how you handle the wave concept, like the Battle of Pork Chop Hill and company, whatever is on Fox Hill or whatever it is, whichever.
right. Yeah.
Bus stand.
Fox Company.
Fox Company.
Yeah.
Their last.
Okay. So, all right. So here's the similarities between the two, between Russia and there. Okay.
Cool.
Most of their ground soldiers were peasants.
Yes.
Not necessarily well educated, all of them, but they were from a individual probably equal to or better than any because they lived in the elements every day. They knew the woods, they knew the mountains, they knew all that stuff. So it's just like being a hunter, really a knowledgeable hunter versus somebody that's never been out of the city. So big advantage. But they were poorly trained. They're not like we have training our people here, where you get months of training and then some specialty training. Especially late in the war in Russia, they were having manpower problems as well. So, as they moved through these villages that had been occupied by the Germans, if you were, old enough to carry a gun, or even the old people, you would be immediate soldiers. And so they did that for a reason. When you don't have all the training that the Westerns get, okay, then that's your best thing. You don't have all those NCOs, for example.
Right.
So what we do about the Russians to separate them is very similar to the Japanese. We manipulate values on the counters to create the behavior we want. Okay, so we decide we're going to increase the cohesion of the Japanese and Russians on average to a 7, right? But we're going to decrease their firepower from 1 to a 0. Okay, and what you just automatically do as you play the game, even if you don't know anything about this, you'll realize pretty quick that my advantage is in the assault. It's not sitting out here and firing at a distance. Okay. The other thing is your Western units. If you take the first hit, more or less, you're disrupted and you can go away and recover.
Right.
If you're Russian or Japanese, if you fail your test, you just take a step loss. There's no disrupt. Okay. So there's a whole different mindset on how you're playing that unit. The advantages for the Russian and Japanese units. Now, they didn't, the definition of cohesion, no, they didn't have better cohesion than the Marines or the SS or any of these groups. But I manipulate that number to create the behavior. So if you can't shoot very well, but you're really good at assaulting and overrunning, then you'll learn pretty quick that's where the advantage is. So
right.
Players will pick that up. They don't know anything about history. Okay, it's just a simple mechanic. So we'll probably do. And the other big difference is that all your other nationalities, including the Japanese, have platoon leaders. So each platoon has a leader counter that represents that team. The Russians don't have platoon leaders. You got one company commander. Now, you still activate as platoons, and the Russians only have another layer of command. Is that if you get outside the command range of your leader, you're limited on what you can do because, and the Russians were known for, and taking the initiative was not advanced or promoted. They didn't want it. So, it's like if you're out of command, you're not going to initiate assault because somebody wasn't there to tell you to do that, for example.
So that forces you to keep your forces closer together and all that.
Well, as a Russian, as a Russian player, you're going to see real quick that if I can just, on a company scale, if I can throw 9 squads and a few machine guns and a tank in a fairly tight, close area, not only am I going to advance, I'll lose some people, but I'm going to advance and I'm going to get amongst you, okay? Because I'll infiltrate, or you can't kill them all. So from the German player's perspective, it's real tense. Generally, he has less troops, much better firepower, much better command and control, but he just doesn't seem like he has enough freaking bullets sometimes to kill all the Russians. So
interesting. Yeah.
So it's like a zombie apocalypse. You just get overwhelmed.
Well, you kind of feel that way.
Yeah.
And so, but we have some missions in there that's very interestingly that we have now. I know you've probably noticed we've introduced elite units. And you say, well, what's the difference in an elite unit and a regular unit? I'll make this quick, okay? So you'd say, well, I'm going to give you more firepower. No, they use the same weapon. So you can't do that. Well, I'm going to make his cohesion better. No, because he's going to go to the ground just as quick as that regular guy is, okay? I mean, he's taking fire. He's not going to stand up there because he's got better cohesion, all right? So he's going to go to the ground. So what's the difference? Well, number one, that special forces or elite unit, he's going to get back in the fight quicker. He's not going to be hugging the ground as long. So you give him a modifier to have him recover much quicker. Okay. And so also it increases his chance to rally, which not only means he recovered, now he can take an action. But the really big thing is that we increased the coordination role from by 3. So they always get a +3. So what does that mean? Well, that means that if I'm an elite unit, generally I'm maneuvering 6 or 7 units to your 3. Okay? Because if I roll a 5 or better, my whole platoon, I can move platoon two platoons. So it's much easier to envelop you when I can move 6 or 7 units than when I only
Command
have
and
3.
control, right? Command and control. That's excellent. I love it.
So, we have the, again, we're trying to model the doctrine as well as the, but, I want to, it's real simple just to manipulate a few numbers, these gearheads that like, oh, well, a T-34-85, he could shoot just as far as a Panzer IV. Okay. Well, I know he can, but you take Russian armor. Russian armor was not a whole lot different than their infantry. They wanted to scrum. Their optics wasn't very good. They weren't very well trained. They couldn't afford to stand out there and shoot at long distance with the Germans. So what did they want to do? They want to close with the enemy. I'm going to get all around you, dude. I'm going to just have more tanks
attacks.
than you.
Yeah.
So how we do that is that one of the guys that was playtesting for us lives in Moscow. He's part of a gaming group over there, and he had 3-4 guys game. One of the guys actually owns a game store, and so he said, "Well, reduce the range." Okay, so we just reduced the range from 21 to 15, and now, if you're Russian tank and you sit out there long distance, that German's going to whack your ass. So now, we created behavior by just moving a number. But guys, as other tactical games are so involved in the weapon systems. Oh, he could shoot further than that, or he can drive faster. But you don't necessarily create that behavior.
Right. I think that's the key difference with the last 100-yard system and I've maybe played 8 or 9 times, so I'm not an expert by any means. But the key difference is that you're trying to model the impact and the effect of how you perceive what happened during these conflicts and abstracting out what I would call rivet counting and all this sort of stuff so that we can actually play the game, experience the same net effects, and then set it up and play the game, right? And get after it, and we'll play the next one and have that experience that says, okay, now I understand why these things happen, versus having 54 charts and making sure that we counted all the exact down to the last meter range and armor penetration by angle, like Panzer from GMT. Fun game, but at some point you go, do I really want to roll these extra 3 dice to check to make sure that the penetration really did happen? So you encapsulate all that in 3 or 4 numbers, right? And that's fantastic to me, that it makes, and it also forces you to think differently about how you play the game than most other tactical games. Most tactical games, there's a hack that you can use or a trick. And once you learn the trick, you then learn how to win the game with pretty much regardless of what side you're on. And it has nothing to do with what happened.
Usually it's kind of a math trick too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, usually it's kind of a math trick too. Whereas like last 100 yards feels like stop motion in real time. You're literally doing frame by frame real time. And not frame by frame per se, but you're moving, you're committing your actions, and there are reactions to your actions continuously. And then you see how it all plays out in the end. So you don't know what's going to happen until the end when you resolve it all. I think
and that's intentional.
Really innovative.
But Kevin, back to what, I hope that people can kind of, it's like being an avatar. What it would be like to be the company commander of that unit. What would it be like to be that tank commander? So, I think it seemed like the game, you're not so involved in die rolling and chart looking and stuff. And it's not so much about the weapon systems and how much armor it penetrates or rate of fire. It's more about firing, maneuvering, and people moving around the map. You're moving units to achieve an objective. And you don't have all day to do it. And if you waste your men, then you automatically lose. So
feels like a series of vignettes when you play. Like everything you do like I was saying, it's stop motion real time. You do something here, that's one little vignette. Then you have another one, then another one. Then you sit back and you watch the whole scene play out. And it's really
like
cool.
Yeah.
It's
Have
like
you played
role-playing.
the Flashpoint campaigns, the digital game? It's
No,
like
I
that
don't
when
play
you
much.
you issue your
I'm
orders.
too low tech.
It's awesome, but it's exactly like what Mo's talking about. Both sides will issue their orders to their units, whether it's
Yeah.
moving, hasty, deliberate, attacks, whatever. And then once you hit play, it plays out a small segment of time, 5 to 15 minutes, just depending on how much action is taking place. So the type of
Right, right.
gameplay that you're talking about is very similar to that.
Have you played Last 100 Yards, Nate?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
Okay, so years ago, there used to be a computer game called Close Combat.
Close Combat, fantastic game.
Okay,
I love
So-
close combat.
so the guy that was the primary guy doing all the AI for that was one of my gamer buddies in Houston, and he eventually went up and he retired from Microsoft, and he was doing their AI stuff for Microsoft, and he worked for some of the other bigger companies out there. But that's kind of similar to what. Do I call you Gimpy? I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
his mom calls him Gimpy, so don't worry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
He
call
He
me
named that out
Gimpy.
of the womb.
You can call me
He
Gimpy or
goes
you can call me
also-
Nate. Either way, it's fine.
Nate, okay, Nate. So
He goes
that's
by,
fair.
wait, no, Mike, he goes by Doofus, Douchebag, a
Gotcha.
whole bunch of different names.
All right, Nate. No, if you ever find an old copy, I don't think you can play them anymore. But it's probably similar to what you're describing. They were really good.
Close
Uh,
Combat? Oh, yeah, it's still out
Oh,
there.
I've got
You
it on
can
PC.
still get Yeah, I've got it. I think I have them all stashed away on my.
Yeah, you
one of
can
my
buy the
computers.
bundle on sale for like $10 and get the first 5.
Yeah, fantastic.
Was that so? Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Similar. Flashpoint Campaign Southern Storm. It's a game by Matrix Games. It's a hex encounter based game, but it simulates kind of the combat that you're talking about, but it plays it out in
Right.
small segments of time frame.
Yeah. Cool. So, Kevin, did you listen to that audio?
Well, sir, I had to go eat, I had to drink, and I had to get on
Oh,
the
that's
show.
okay.
So I have not. It will happen after this, and you'll get
No,
an email.
I'm not rushing. I was just curious.
You're not
Well,
rushing?
You're being.
You're
You're
texting.
he's texting. You're being pushy in public online. I hear you.
Oh, okay. I see.
You're good. I got you.
Now, let me ask you a question, Mike. Are there any plans for? You already said that you're looking at Korea. Are there any plans to take it any further, like Vietnam or modern day?
Well, I've had a couple guys that's talking about doing Vietnam. I think it would work. It would work just as well in Vietnam, but you're a little bit more limited on. Well, it'd be a lot like the Pacific. Okay, you may have a few more special rules, but the weapon systems. When you get down to it, which you do in a cardboard game,
Yeah.
it's just a matter of numbers. Okay, does the math work? So, from the last 100 yards, I wouldn't probably change the firepower of a small unit from a 1 to a 2 just because it's modern day. It's all relative. You look at, well, what's the casualty rate? So. Right now, on a squad, on the average, if you're flying a 1 within close range and open or whatever, he's got a 50% chance that he's going to go to ground, and a 20% chance somebody in that group's going to take a hit. So those numbers work pretty good, no matter. And even today, with you even have. Not all the wounds is mortal. You have vests that you're carrying, and so I don't really see the math being much different.
But the ranges would be different because modern day range is extreme. World War II, you're looking at site to site. Even Korea
Well,
is
if
still
you're-
mainly site to site.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nate, you do have a point. A couple of things first. Yeah. All right. So I always say this. It's easy to say you can engage that enemy, and you're in a foxhole. You're in the edge of the wood line. The enemy's out there 400 yards. Okay. You don't know what he's got. You see about equivalent to maybe 30 men. Okay. Now there's a platoon of you. There's some other guys with you, and they see him. So are you going to shoot at those guys?
You're asking me if I would shoot at them?
Yeah, I'm asking you, going to open fire at 400 yards.
Oh, well, I was a Marine. I mean, I was accurate up to 500 yards. So
I can see it. I can shoot it.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, answer the question.
It depends on what type of arms I have with me at the
And the
moment. If it's
terrain
small
and-
arms,
yeah.
probably not.
Okay. Yeah, I'm speaking more small arms at the moment because from self-preservation perspective, you probably wouldn't want to give your position away. You would want to be on the radio getting with somebody to mark there that you have some people advancing in front of you, that you need some mortar fire support.
Get
there
some mortars.
quickly.
Yeah.
So if you open up in 400 yards out there, then not only have you opened up and given your position away, you've risked all the men with you. So you want them in the kill zone as much as possible. Now, maybe today the kill zone is 200 and 250 yards. Of course, today it's a kill zone anywhere because with drones they can see you anywhere you go. But I'm just talking about conventional warfare.
Yep.
You know,
Mhm.
and probably not only that, assuming you survive, your commander's going to be chewing your ass out because you opened fire at such a distance that you
Yeah.
gave his position away. So that's kind of because it is World War II, and it's much okay.
It was a different type of warfare than I fought. I was in Fallujah, city fighting,
Yeah,
door to door. I mean, it's a whole different ball game.
Well,
than-
regardless of the era,
Yeah.
the era mount is going to be the same, whether it's Korea, World War II, or
Yeah.
if it's modern day. 'Cause
Well,
it's
if you're in
house to house.
Vietnam, range don't matter because it's probably going to be 50 yards in the jungle anyway.
Right.
So
Right.
especially back at that time, you may get, I've thought about, the missions, and they're going to be probably mostly patrols. They're going to be sweeps. They're going to be things like that. You're not going to generally really have some big defensive line somewhere that you're going to be assaulting unless you're Vietnamese. And they're going to be
Yeah.
doing that at night. And so, you're going to have a lot of infiltration type rules and type of things probably. And that's if you're trying to model Vietnam.
Mhm.
But, you can set up a lot of ambushes, it can be really tense. One of the missions in the Pacific is called Ambush, and it's quite exciting to play. So you have probably 10 or 12 hectares of jungle, 6 or 8, I don't know. And so the Americans have 3 Shermans and a partial company of infantry lined up on this road. And they set up hidden. In other words, they write down where they are. And the Japanese, they get to set up hidden as well, but they all know that there's 10 hectares that the Americans going to set up in. Well, the Japanese get to set up on both sides of the road. Okay. And they're going to get to go first, but neither know exactly where the enemy is. So all of a sudden, now the Americans, he places his on the map as he wrote it down. The Japanese place theirs, and the Japanese get to go first. And they just pile on these Americans on the road. And so there's really not much fire. It's just and you're enveloping the enemy, and the Shermans are running up and down the road trying to help another squad out. It's a wild type thing. So you're more than likely to have things like that in Vietnam, where there's a lot of ambush type things. And then the big thing there is the enemy just disappears. So
Right.
it's not
right.
it's not gonna be like they're gonna stay there for the next hour and fight it out. They're gonna hit you and hurt you, and then they're gonna just disappear in the jungle. So
Well, you can even create a very pretty simplistic bot system for playing solitaire that way, where you let the system play the VC or the NVA. Come in, they hit you, and then you roll on a table or something like that, and they either disappear or they don't. You can try picking up a bullet trail or something like that, trying to pursue them, and then you either re-engage or you don't.
Yep.
So that would be one thing to consider as well.
or you run into an ambush.
Yeah, we've done
could.
things very similar where I don't know if you've ever played any of the last 100, the advanced squad leader solo system. Anybody? Okay.
No.
So they have they really have. It's not called solo, but whatever it is, it's they have kind of bots like that. So where we have a mission or two like that where you've got you're the attacker. You may have a company of infantry and some tanks. You have to clear this road. And so the defensive player sets like 6 or 8 concealment markers on the first map, and then right behind that you got another 6 or 8 concealment markers, and he has a cup, and we know what he starts with, but he puts all his units in the cup. And so as the American moves forward, the enemy unit can voluntarily take one of his concealment markers that can see the enemy and say, I'm going to try and activate that. And if he rolls a 3 or less, or maybe 5 or less, he draws a unit from the cup. So he doesn't really know what he's going to have, and certainly the other guy doesn't either. It could be anything from an 88 to a tiger, for example. So that comes out, and now you have all of a sudden the Americans trying to respond to all of a sudden this thing just suddenly appearing. Now, if you roll 6 or greater, there's nothing there. Okay, so now the Americans continue to advance, but it's kind of an unknown on what you're going to draw. So, yeah, Maurice, that's a good idea. We've done something similar, but you could do that easy in Vietnam with all the jungle. They just hit you, and then you got to try and sweep and go out there and find them, which is almost impossible. But yeah.
Well, so I want to be respectful of your time, because I know it was family time.
Yeah.
At 7:30. So for how do you think people have received for King and Country? It seems like that was pretty popular, and bringing the Brits in. First of all, so how was that received? And then secondarily, have you thought about doing anything in Africa?
Well, I thought about a lot of things in Africa, and probably the easiest, best thing to do is something in Tunisia, okay, because it's more that flat desert.
Right.
So if you did anything in Africa, if most of the time you had some really big hard point that had wire, and you had mines, and and they weren't just 1 or 2 mines scattered here. It's got a mine belt of maybe 100, 150 yards across. So, generally the enemy, and a lot of times the Germans and the British attacked at night or early in the morning. They would send sappers out to clear the mines and take gas cans and put a candle on the back side so you know how to get and follow that trail. Well, I don't think players really want to go through that effort to go through a system or mechanic to clear the mine. So you just have to assume, well, let's start where the action starts. So what you could do is you could have some big minefields, but you only got 3 paths you can enter through. Otherwise, I spend, you're going to shoot at me while I'm trying to clear this minefield. That's pretty boring. Now, the sweeping armor engagements, you could do that. And there's some others where you're going to be attacking, what do you call it? All the whales.
All the wadis, right? Yeah. Well, and also
not a wadi, where the oasis. You're going to be going after oasis or small villages. Tunisia would be much better. It's not probably unlike some of the stuff you'd see in Korea. Maybe the mountains are not as high, but they're low mountains, desert mountains. I thought about it. I've been thinking. I read a really good book recently on Italy and all the contact around the line. It was in Casino,
right?
So there was action all up and down the line between both the sea on either side. So that would be good. But again, the terrain's so rough, it's a grind.
Well, you've also got Sicily too, right? So, I mean, that's got some potential. The early landings, you could do some scenarios there. There's some good stuff there. I was just curious if that was an option.
Hey, man, it's wide open. There's so many you could do. We just need people like you that's going to volunteer to put together a package.
Like how he's openly recruiting. You are going to do this.
Yeah.
You've been
Guys,
voluntold.
I've really enjoyed this. I'd like to do it more often, but
sure,
I need to go visit with the missus and have some family time. Nate, it's nice meeting you. Okay.
Likewise.
And
good to see you again, Mike.
I honor your service. Thank you for your service. And this is great. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
welcome,
reach
come
out
back
anytime you want to
We'll,
come
we'll
on and
see
talk.
you again. Yeah, we'll have you
Yeah.
back again.
Yeah, please do. It's fun. I
Definitely.
enjoyed it, guys. Thank you very much.
Right. All the best.
Take care, Mike.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. So that was
Impromptu
slow,
guest
yeah.
visit.
it was a little slow getting on here. He got to turn his mic again. Then he's like, "Oh, it's working."
I gotta ask, what happened with his camera at the beginning? Because it was so pixelated, and then it slowly got
I think
better.
I think it was bandwidth.
Oh, you think that's what it was?
Setting up.
It was
He's in the country,
like so
Maine.
gradual, though.
Yeah,
He's
he
in
had
the
to
country
catch up.
around
I
him.
think
We-
he had to
that's
throw a
like-
couple extra pieces of food in the hamster wheel to get them going.
Friendly guy. I haven't talked to him before.
He's
Yeah,
great.
no, he's great. Yeah, he's great, and he's
I've got-
very active in supporting his game.
I
Very.
think I picked up one of the last 100 yards. Was there an airborne version?
Yes.
I think I picked up that one on like a GMT sale. I have to poke around. I think it's around here somewhere.
Yeah, that's actually a really good module. I didn't help. Where was I? I was somewhere, maybe years ago in Seattle. He was playtesting that, and so I got to play that with him there.
Yeah, it was Seattle because I remember you talking about it.
That's right. And so then I came back, and then about a year later it all came out, and he
Mhm.
came to Austin, came to my house and hung out and played for the full day. And he goes to nearly all the cons, particularly in Texas, but then just at wherever he can. And he
Yeah.
started to do multiplayer games now. So he will set up 8-map scenarios with full battalion attacks, full battalion
Wow.
of Soviet infantry, against the Germans, and then have like 6 or 8 players and have them all get after it. So that
That would
sounds
be
like,
crazy.
that sounds like with that game, that would be super fucking fun.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, because I remember when Last 100 Yards was in development, he came up here to our area in Dallas several times, and we played, and I was like, wow, this is, first time I played, I was like, at first I was like, okay, this is totally different. I was thinking it was a tactical game, and I'm like, this isn't a tactical game, and I'm like, but it is. Holy shit, this is something completely new. This is really innovative.
Is it solo
And-
friendly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can play solitaire. Yeah.
Yeah, don't. So I would say heads up on. There's a current Pacific module called Solomon Islands.
Solomon.
A
Yeah.
lot of those scenarios have hidden units, and that kind of kills the solo thing for me. But most of the other
Draw cup.
modules don't have that. So
Does that one have decoys?
I don't know that it does. Because I
Okay.
see because you put hidden unit markers down.
Mhm.
I see that and go, yeah, nothing. So
Well, no, I mean, you just do that with a draw cup. It's like he
Well,
was
yeah.
saying before about the
No
other.
clue.
That's
No
what I
clue.
do.
Yeah,
Some
no.
games do that really well, like Conflict of Heroes.
right.
Third edition, they had
Well,
the
he could,
rumored
yeah.
enemies. I really like
Yeah.
that.
I think you could. I'm not. You could adjust the game as rules as written to do that, but it doesn't do that I'm aware of. Yeah, and I think so. I recall reading an article at one point when someone was like really pumping up, was really pumping up Band of Brothers, right? It's funny that someone just said that. Someone wrote an article about Band of Brothers and how it broke the mold for the ASL legacy. Every game, every tactical game, squad game ever came out since ASL has roots in ASL. And they were trying to say that Band of Brothers was different, which I think it is, but I think it's fundamentally broken with armor. This game, I think, is literally someone put a stake in the ground and said, "There's ASL, and then there's last 100 yards." It's so unique from that perspective, from a design perspective, that it's absolutely worth everybody's time to play it.
Absolutely. You definitely need to check it out. Now, it may not be your cup of tea. You may not like it because
Yeah, you might not like it because it's very different.
it's very different. So if you don't like it, honestly, ask yourself why you didn't like it. Is it because you felt confused the first time? Because the first time you play it, you're going to be very confused. Play it a couple times, and if you can, play a couple short scenarios with somebody who knows the system because they can help you through it. And then once you go first time through, you're going to be like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just moving, and I'm getting shot at, and I'm shooting back, and how's this all working? And then by the second time, you're going to start understanding. By the third time, you're gonna really start to appreciate the system and
Yeah,
the
it's
innovation.
definitely multiple game play to
Yes.
get comfortable. Because the cool thing, Gibby, is that everybody moves and does their actions, and then you put all these markers down on, well, I'm shooting this guy and it's going to be a -4, and this one's going to be a +1, and this is a -2, and then you resolve everything simultaneously for the turn.
I like the sound of that. I mean, I'm all
Yeah.
up for something different because
You'll dig it.
there's
You'll-
only so
you'll
many
dig it.
games you can play.
I'm
there's
surprised you
Combat
haven't
results
played it.
table, roll 2d6, modifiers.
Right.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
it's different.
This is right up your channel.
It's chaos. It really the combat's very chaotic,
Yeah.
and it just feels
Very cool.
it feels very chaotic and very kinetic, which
I'll
is
have to
very
find
cool.
some time to pull it out. I'm still backlogged as it is and stuff I got to cover.
Bob Fanoof just stopped by, and don't you have one of his games you just got in, Kev?
Yes, I do, Bob.
Yes.
So 20th Air Force, I think it is. Japan.
Mhm.
Read the rules, got it all squared away. Like I said early in the show, I'm leaving for 2 weeks on Sunday, so it's not going to get to the table. But I've read the rules, so I'm good to go. It looks very interesting. It looks pretty strong narrative, and so for that, I'm excited about it. And there's our boy Wardrobe. We got a whole crew here tonight. This
Yeah,
is great.
got everybody here. Yeah.
Everybody, the cardboard commander.
Wardrobe is, but we don't get to see his robe, so we don't get to see the official uniform in action.
I think last 100 yards, it's all geo boards.
Yeah, it's geo boards, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's thematic, right? I mean, you're
Well, the thing about it is, do you want to, when you're at a tactical level, when you're that low, you don't need to have, exactly accurate maps. And let's be honest, how many times, unless it's cities, a hill is a hill, woods are woods. and
Yeah, unless it's
grass
like
is grass.
Gettysburg, it doesn't matter what the building is.
Unless you're on the Little Round Top or something like that, you don't
Yeah.
need it to,
Right.
to literally be that, be modeled.
yeah, and the only game system that does that is ATS, two ATS and ASL with the historical modules. But otherwise, everything's geomorphic. I don't know any other systems that have accurate historical maps at that scale.
What comments are you here for?
I think it's here for the crew, the motley crew that's listening.
Have y'all
Anyway.
heard anything else about remember that game? The guy was pushing it real big for about 6 months ago or so. Had the board that had all the black hexes covered and you would reveal it as you moved units.
Oh, that was the ones who did Kalkengall and the
Yeah.
Finland game.
Yeah. I can't remember what he called it. Is there any updates on that?
Iron something, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
think that's what it's called.
I'm still looking forward to that. I was really
Iron
intrigued.
Soldiers or something like that.
Something
Someone in
along
the
those
chat will
lines.
remember.
Yeah, you
no.
remember it had the
No.
multi-layered board?
Yeah, because they were going to limit it to like 5 soldiers each, I think, or something like that, 5
Yeah.
or 7,
Yeah.
because you had to because of the size of the map, and it would get too out of control because you're revealing as you move along. It was very, very cool idea, but at the same time, it's kind of a little limiting. Iron Squad, that's what it was. Stuka Joe for the win.
Yeah.
He gets the gold medal for being the first commenter, and he gets the second gold medal here for making the comment. Princeps Games, that's it.
I have to make sure I keep that in mind. That's one I want to keep track of. I am looking forward if he actually produces that thing.
Yeah, I mean, Old School Tactical does that with
Yeah, but they're not
non-geomorphic.
historical.
They're not historical. Yeah,
Which is
they're
why.
just picking a piece of terrain and mapping it out.
I don't. You did. That's right. I watched that video. I'm not sure how I feel about that game. I don't know.
I think that's another one that you have to play to see if it's worth it or not. I think you have to
Yeah.
literally play that. Watching it is going to be like, I'm not really sold on it until you actually play it. And then when you're down on the board level and you're playing it, you're either going to get caught by it or not. Just like when you watch Last 100 Yards, first time you're like, okay, why is he moving? Why is he putting counters on top of the other thing? All these different effects. Well, I don't get how it goes. And then just like when you play it, you're going to be like that. But then when you see it all resolve at the end, then you're like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, playing with Mike is fun too.
It is.
It's fun to play with.
And he's pretty aggressive with that die rolling cup.
Oh yeah, he loves to like hear those dice roll.
Yeah, he loves that. It's like, holy crap, dude.
I still
he's
get
gonna
people
hurt
who
himself.
ask me about that dice tower, the marine one
Mm-hmm.
that you
Yeah.
sent me years ago. They asked me where I got it, and I always affirm like, Mo gave it to me. I
Yeah.
don't know where he got it, but
Yeah, the same one. Got it on Etsy. Got it on Etsy. Yep.
Good call.
And I still have it. Still use it. Let's see. So Christoph says here, but OST maps are great. You design a homemade scenario. Lots of maps to place in it. That's true. That is one of the things, like I would say with Flying Pig, go big or go home, because they love to go big. They love those big maps.
Yeah. Super cool. That the new Chickamauga game is out, and everyone's
Yes.
playing it like a mad fool. I played a small scenario, super fun. Remind me of Gettysburg system, so it's all good in the hood.
Is
I'm
there anything
excited.
different from really just
Other
fearful sacrifice?
other than there's some uniqueness about how. What was it? There was one thing that was different. Something to do with artillery. They changed a little thing in the sequence of play, I think, but otherwise it's almost, I think, exactly the same. They tweaked a couple little things to reflect what happened at the battle. I thought the cards some of the cards were different as well. And I like the cards more than Gettysburg. Not that that matters, but if you like the system, you'll love this, is what I would say.
I really like the system. I'm not a big Civil War guy. I've never been a big Civil War.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to be into
Yeah.
it, man. I mean,
So the system's great. If it was like the system in World War II or Vietnam or something like that, I'd probably be more into it. But
Would
to
you
me,
play it in
it was
Napoleon
like,
Heights? Would you
my
play-
gaming budget's limited.
Yeah.
Sorry, Herman,
Would
I'm
you-
going to invest in something else. I got a different one of his games, and now I can't remember off the top of my head which one it was that I just recently covered.
Did you get the solitaire sci-fi crazy one?
Yes,
Called?
that was the one
Vultures?
that I covered. They came
Yeah,
in threes.
Oh, they came in threes. That one, yeah.
Yeah,
Those
I
are
think that's
older
what-
games. Yeah.
Now that was a good bundle.
about me. He forgot about me. I didn't even get an offer to buy one at a discount. So I played the original.
No, I bought it. He didn't send it to me.
Yeah. Well,
I bought those years ago. Those are
like I said, I'm on a budget, man, and solitaire games. It's a good solitaire system, but I don't really have time for it. I've still got to do Plum Island Horror yet. So
You haven't done Plum Island?
I got it.
It's on my
free.
shelf. I haven't played it either.
Yeah, I got it free in a drawer, and I haven't. It's sitting here. I looked at it all. I was like, "Oh, this looks really cool."
Sad. Did either one of you get British Tank Ace?
I did not get British Tank Ace.
No, man. I
So sad. It's the
I
only
played
game
it.
you'll ever need.
American Tank Ace.
No. The British one is good. Actually, he did expand it in a nice way. There's 3 theaters now. You've got Africa, you got Italy, you got Europe. I'm actually doing a campaign where I'm starting in Africa and I'm going the whole way through, all the way to Europe. So it's 1940 to 1945. And the only concession I'm making, changing the rules, is if the commander dies, I'm not resetting the campaign. I'm just going to remove the commander, promote another crew member, and continue on and just mark down that the commander was killed. Just keep track of how many guys. So far, I've only lost 1 loader, so it hasn't been too bad. But it's neat. You're starting off with a piece of crap infantry tank with no armor. Keep pushing your way through, knocking out the
Or it's
tanks.
like a Matilda or something.
No, it was the what's it
Scout
called?
car.
A10. The
Oh gosh! Wow.
Crusader, the cruiser.
They
A10.
use pedals on to
It
propel
was
it.
older Matilda. I just actually promoted up to the Matilda 2, but it's
It had
got
like 2
drawbacks.
machine guns on it or something.
One freaking machine gun, and
That's
you
it.
can't
Yeah, that's
use HE rounds. You can only use AP rounds. So no firing an infantry with HE like I like. I can only fire machine guns at any of the softer targets, which really slows it down. But now I've actually got the armor to weather the storm. but I'm at the point in the campaign where I'm getting ready to start switching from Italian troops to German troops. And German troops actually have enough penetration to penetrate the Matilda. So that's going to be a problem. Great game, though. Oh, such a good game. So many tanks. There's like 22 tanks in there that you can pick from. You can play like 10 games in an evening. It only takes you about 15 minutes to get through a match. It doesn't take long at all. Right. So you can play the hell out of it. Hell, if you really focused it, you could do a 1940 to 1945 campaign in a month if that's all you were doing. And you didn't have a stupid wife and kids taking up time.
Wow. Yeah. Angry man speaking. Angry white man. Someone called the police.
But you know, the other thing too is I like the idea of, and I think that that's the way all of the campaigns should go, is it shouldn't be like wait until your leader dies or your character dies and that's it, then you're done. No, it should be the unit continues on whether you live or die. It doesn't matter. You should be the overall commander of the overall unit. You know, not you're like the battalion commander or whatever. You're sending these guys out there and let the unit build its own history. And you
but you gotta get your medals, shit, dude.
Like, I've got a bunch of medals so far.
You can build out you can still build out your troops and give them war trophies and medals. And things
I've got
like
a stack of war trophies, some gold crosses, silver merit medals, Italian helmets. I got a stack of those things. I'm saving them up for the end of the campaign. I can't wait to hit the point in the campaign where I get the Lee, the Grant, the M3, so I can have the 37 mil and the 75 mil cannon, because you can use both actually on the tank.
Well, Gimpy making points with the family. Now, let's go back to this comment.
You got to feed them every day and house them.
Holy cow, the balloon might be going up tonight in Poland. Why are you saying that? What's going on in Poland right now that I missed?
No idea what balloon you're talking about.
Well, the balloon goes up. That means war.
Oh.
So, there's no way Russia is going to invade.
No, Russia ain't going to invade.
I'm going on vacation in Europe. It's not happening.
Stop. No one is going to fuck with Poland. Put it that way. No one in Europe is going to mess with Poland.
Well, Russia's kind of shown they don't have the offensive.
Poland doesn't want to mess with Poland.
Poland's the largest military force in Europe right now.
Yep.
Well, Germany's very weak. Nobody really understands how weak Germany is.
Oh, yeah. They're incredibly weak.
Oh, yeah, it's very weak. Don't you worry about that.
The EU forces are incredibly weak overall.
Yeah, I saw this comedian joking about it. They're like, really? You want us, the Germans, to build up a strong military again? Could y'all say that twice just to ensure, what you're saying? Because you got mad at us the last time we did it.
So he says in the news tonight, a number of drones attacked Poland and NATO is on high alert.
Good grief. Stop it.
Yeah, well, not for anything, but.
Which drones from
which
country?
I'm highly suspect when drones are involved, and I'm highly suspect because, false flags, they're a thing.
I'm just tired of these people who are not going to be involved. They're not going to be boots on the ground, poking at each other, trying to start shit. And it's like, the rest of us don't care. The rest of us don't want to be bothered. Stop it. Just leave things alone.
So Poland scrambles jet, shuts the airport over reports of Russian drones.
Where is this information coming?
What is Russia going to do? They can't take out Ukraine.
Yeah, Russia can't do anything. That's why one of the things I was going to say to Mike when he was talking was talking about T-34s. I was like, well, they can get really accurate information now because they're probably using T-34s in Ukraine.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of my Word of War 85 campaign. I've got like 30 T-64s coming in from the south, invading the German positions. That's such a fun game, man. Especially if you set up that huge 8-map scenario.
Well, not for anything, but when it comes to like what Perfidious Avi is saying, it's crazy really at this stage. Probably Poland, Sweden, and Finland, probably U.S. forces are the most powerful forces at this stage. True. And the thing is, contrary to the way the media loves portraying Russia bad, Russia bad, Russia bad, I'm not taking any sides here. I'm just pointing out something. It's like, what does Russia have to gain? What can they gain? So it's like, but what can the military industrial complex, get out of it? What can they gain? Things to think about.
Make a lot of money if we have to go to war.
War is profit. So
for some people, it's a dirt nap for the rest of us.
Yeah. and that's the thing. I mean, I'm on board with war when it's necessary, but I'm also on board with war in a different way. That means you go hard, you go fast, you get it over with. There is no rules. There's rules of war, but there's none of this. Well, we'd hit those guys there, but
we just can't right now because
No.
if something ticks off, right, and Europe actually starts going hot, then all that's going to do is encourage China and North Korea to start poking holes.
China doesn't need to do anything.
They're going to start poking at Taiwan because they're like, well, the U.S. is busy in
Yeah,
Europe.
they might do something with Taiwan, but I mean, China
Exactly.
doesn't need to do anything.
And we
because-
guarantee Taiwan. So if they start poking at Taiwan, all of a sudden it's World War II all over again, and we're fighting in both places. No.
Russia, Ukraine, half sci-fi, half World War One. So true.
Yeah. Did you guys see that video? And it was this North Korean, and he was showing this Russian technology, and it was 4 AKs mounted onto some steel bars that they could aim, so they could take out drones, right?
Really?
And they just had 4 AKs mounted in such a way that they could pull.
So they
trigger
made
and
like
hit
a poor man's Sea Whiz?
yeah, like an old style Bofors, right?
Yeah.
And the North Korean is just so tickled. Look at this technology. With this technology, we cannot lose. And it's like, what are you talking about? That's garbage.
Rule the world.
Yeah, this is not going to take over the world. You people are morons. Stop believing that your leader is God.
Well, that's the other thing too. The timing is real interesting with Putin, Xi, and Kim just having a meeting, because that whole thing with BRICS right now is going on too. So that also could be, not for anything, but take what you read in the media with a grain of salt and verify with other sources across the world.
Yeah. According to X,
X is a good source.
Well, I mean, this is
No, it is. It is, because you're
yeah.
getting numerous feeds from all over the
and
world.
it's real time. That's just 2 hours old. 3 Shahed or Shaheed, whatever you want to say it, attack drones reportedly down. Within the last few minutes, eastern Poland, with additional possibly heading in direction of Rozhkow and Zamosk. Both Ukraine Air Force and aircraft with NATO quick reaction alert are working to track. And then it appears that the Netherlands have chipped in. Good for the Netherlands. They're sending a refueler.
They're going Dutch on it.
They're going Dutch on it. Hey, by the way, you got to pay for that fuel.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
to answer your
look,
question, Wardrobe, I've actually got a scenario going now. Go check it out. The World of War 85 Blood and Fury big game. It's that huge 8-map scenario. I've got it started right now. A bunch of videos going on it.
Yeah, buy your iPhones now while they're still cheap. Well, remember, like Smedley said, war is a racket. He said that like almost 100 years ago, like 90 years ago, and it's been that way since the dawn of man. But
I don't need any new theaters for my war games. Just done.
Well, we just don't need any more wars right now. There's enough, and I know that there's stuff going on with Israel attacking Hamas now, I think tonight as well.
well, there was a bus attack. The Hamas attack or Hezbollah, one of the two, attacked a bus station and tried to kill a bunch of people. Everyone's running. Someone, some drama queen was calling it third intifada. But all I saw was a picture of two dead dudes from Hamas with a very accurate shooting.
No, it's the way to deal with it. They want to poke at you. They want to get your civilians. Kill them.
And I hate to lose your viewers, but fuck those guys, right? So
no. I mean, it's just the way it is.
yeah. Anyway, back to wargaming.
That's why coin as a strategy fails, because you're trying to buy them off. You hunt them down and kill them.
You can never really do counterinsurgency because you're
You
fighting
can.
against a
Hunt them
mindset.
down and kill them.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You hunt them down and kill them. You can't do counterinsurgency. It doesn't work. You can't buy people off. You can for a certain amount of time, but all you're doing is you're allowing other forces to okay, well, you go over here and you build this stuff, and we're going to go over here and we're going to prepare. And after you spent the time, money, and everything else, then they come over and hit you, or hit the people that are using the stuff. It's. I think it's a lot simpler in many ways. That we try to make it overly complex.
You either exist as the tyrant to maintain an iron grip, or you leave and you leave a power vacuum that some other tyrant takes control.
Well, if you go into another country, you have a responsibility to, in my opinion, if you want to leave it behind for the people, you better leave it stable. You don't run, and you don't
Like we
bail
did in
on it.
Afghanistan.
Bingo. So, but
Can we go back to wargaming, please?
Yeah.
Someone
yeah,
said.
back on the wargaming. What's that? Hey, so anyway,
So British
who's gonna
Pancakes.
So
has
this will be a
released-
big promo for Mitch Land's next war series.
Yeah, he's going to get him out quicker, right? Because it becomes last war.
Exactly. He's gonna, and you know what it'll be is he's not even gonna do next war series anymore. He's gonna do supplements. That'll be the easiest way to do it at this point.
Right. Yeah, he's got a new supplements thing coming out. It's a bunch of scenarios for all the modules.
Oh, shots fired.
Oh. Oh.
And Netherlands finished transfer of 24 F-16s to Ukraine. F-16s, baby.
Yeah, good platform. Good luck flying them. Who's going to do that?
IDF hit Qatar today.
Good. Fuck those. Yeah, Qatar's a problem. Right?
Yeah. $100 million super yacht seized from a Russian oligarch is up for auction.
Oh, let's band together and buy
Dude,
it.
that's a war game
And
trip right
sail
there.
around the world and play war games, and we'll have hot Ukrainian women cooking and serving us food. Who's in?
The war game.
Are
the
you
war
trying
game-
to get this channel canceled?
Send
No.
me the money. Send me the money. I'll buy the yacht. Trust me, it'll work out great.
Exactly.
No.
Suck
Instead of that, we invest in the warehouse. We go with my idea. We build a house and we put the wife and the kids in the house. And then we have the big warehouse full of tables and shelves and everything we need for wargaming.
I could put a warehouse out here. If you want to move out here, we could do that.
That's
There
what
you
I'm
go.
saying. You just set up the compound so I can throw the wife and kids somewhere where she'll shut up and be happy and I can go play my war games.
That's what you
shot-
call hearts and minds Nordic.
No. There's a. I saw it. It's like a Miami Vice scene or something. Where it's called like a Colombian or Guatemalan or something, where they put two in the chest and one between the eyes. It's a
Mozambique. Mozambique.
Mozambique. That's it.
Mhm.
Africa.
Yeah.
No, not
Yep.
even close.
Yep. Do the
Mozambique.
chest one in there. Yeah.
Oh,
That's how you make sure you,
Yep.
you
Pumps
stop
and
the pump
pumps.
and you stop the brain housing group.
Is Hexy here? Damn.
I think he was still here. Yeah.
yeah, he's there. All right, can we go back to war games now?
Yeah, I'd love to. Anytime.
Okay. So what are we going to talk about wargaming wise next? Hey,
What's
anybody
the-
get the latest next war?
No.
What's
this-
Gimpy playing?
Gimpy is working on Warpath. I just built my first mini from
Oh,
Mr.
God.
Warpath there.
Please don't spend
Warpath.
an hour.
What is
on this.
Warpath? What's the backstory on Warpath?
Epic Warpath. It is
Nutshell.
Mantic Games competition for Games Workshop when it comes to like Warhammer 40,000. So they have a game called Firefight, which is the 32 mil scale. And this
Okay.
they just released as Epic Warpath, which is the 6mm scale. So all the little troops are like that big, the tiny ones. Speaking of which, if there is anyone else besides me who's into Warpath and likes little minis, if you haven't got yours yet, I have been talking to Mantic. They tried to beat the taxes, so they shipped off all of the U.S. orders, as many as they could first. Anything that has not been sent out yet will be sent out later. They're covering any taxes or any BS, so you don't have to pay anything. No, it's not similar to BattleTech. It's more like Warhammer 40,000. They don't change the rulebooks too often, and you don't have to buy codexes and crap like you do with GW. But some people did receive partial shipments, so they shipped as much as they could. You might not have gotten your entire order. Like I didn't get my entire order, but the rest of it is coming later on. And again, that was for tax purposes. Stop giggling, you old bastard.
Put
No,
that
it's just
back-
funny because we
put
had
that back
two
up.
comments.
Put that back up so we can see it.
Oh, I roll. Awesome. Now we're into minis chatting.
That
me
no
go
no no
back
no
to
no no
you-
no
the
no no.
Ukrainian
War
women.
miniature
wait,
wargaming counts
wait.
as wargaming. Bolt action is a war game. The game's called
No, miniatures are
Firefight.
cool. No, I have nothing against miniatures. I was just, when you're going up against Warhammer 40K,
Wake me
that's,
when you're ready.
that's an interesting battle when it comes from an economic standpoint. You know,
You
because
can spend 120, 150 bucks, get a box set that's got 2 armies, it's got the entire rule book, got all the army lists, everything you need to play
so
right there in the
cheaper than
box.
Warhammer 40K.
I did the math. I actually did a video where I did the math and I priced it out, comparing what you
Oh my
get
God.
in theirs versus the other. And just to even start in GW to get the equivalent, you're talking like $1,000. And then you can start in this for like 150 bucks.
Even my dog is bored.
Yeah, Mantic's they're good for the most part. Their minis are a touch lower quality. I will admit that it's a step down, but you're not
We
paying.
could talk Ticket to Ride instead.
No,
It's
that's
a
not a
trade
war
game,
game.
right?
18X is not a war game, even if it's made by
Well,
GMT.
depends. Some people think it is.
What do you do?
But-
Throw the trains at each other?
Here's
No,
what I
the
like.
Economic competition is war.
A Marine did the math, and now I'm encouraged. Tell me more.
I did the math. Tim D6.
$1.99 for the yacht fund.
Hey, don't give it to fucking him. I'll never see a penny.
No, Tim. He's owed some grace here. He caught some flack on Facebook, unfortunately, coming to my defense. So I felt kind of bad about
what?
that.
For what?
Real long story short, this weird ass lefty guy just started attacking me on Facebook, and Tim commented in my defense, and the guy lost his mind and starts calling his job, saying all this evil stuff about him, that he's, pedo and all this stuff, trying to get him fired. Like, just lost his mind. Like, he's one of those.
Wait. Who is this? Who is this libtard? And where do we find him? And how do we kill? How do we hurt him?
I
mean,
it's a long story. It's very much off topic, but
okay.
Yeah.
Let's table that. Let's
Yeah.
table that off camera, because
I felt kind of
Let me
bad
at
that, him trying to defend me ended up causing him as many problems as he received over that.
That's sad.
Well, the
you
problem
need
is
to-
people don't have respect for each other anymore and can't have a difference of opinion and a disagreement. So
He was flipping out like, you unemployed, kept trying to insult me, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm thankful he didn't realize I had a channel, because he would have come over and started trying to attack that, but I blocked him.
Where was
before he
this?
got to that point.
Facebook or Board Game Geek? Or?
No, it's Facebook.
Yeah.
It-
sounds like Board Game Geek.
yeah. BGG.
So
got me
anyway,
bad, too.
How about those
Wargaming.
Well,
Like-
so far,
like
I'm
this-
the only one who's talked about anything that I've been, playing recently.
Hey,
British
like
Tank
this-
Ace and British Tank
British
Ace.
Tank Ace. Yeah.
And British Tank
I can't
Ace
even work up my dog. That's how bored he is.
and Warpath.
So British Tank Ace is. So do you like that better than American Tank Ace?
Not the theme. I like American better, but what he's done with it, the increased amount of gameplay, having Italian and German opponents, 3 theaters. So there's more game.
Yeah. There's more. Yeah. There's more meat there.
Yeah.
to-
And the rules are improved. They're tweaked a little bit. The only
Good.
thing he's got to clarify a little bit is just the infantry aren't fully explained that well.
Yeah.
And
Well,
just
they're
make
kind
sure-
of an afterthought.
They're the guys that are not in vehicles.
Well,
So-
they're not a threat, but he needs to like specify in just a couple spots, like they don't move up, right? So they're not going to move up and try to Panzerfaust you in the side. Other than that, the rules are pretty good. No errata that I could find. But yeah, I've covered
Yeah, no,
a whole
that
bunch
is
of other
true. It's
stuff.
huge.
They came in 3s. I just covered that one. There's something else that I covered too. Damn, I can't think of anything besides British Tank Ace. I know I've covered other stuff.
Well, it would depend on which one it was.
Hmm.
Vietnam
I know
or-
something y'all don't know.
Panzer Ace.
No, you can't say nothing. I was sworn to secrecy. I
But no,
may
the
or may not have a other game that I've been playing and having fun with that I cannot show yet.
nice.
Polish Tank Ace. What? Horses?
So wrong.
Horses with
Yeah.
spears? Running at the German Panzer IIs, trying to stab them to death?
Well, you have to remember, Stuka Joe was the one who coined the phrase for I Napoleon, Queen of the Skies. So, yeah, I mean, the German Panzer race, that'll be interesting too. Soviet tank ace will be interesting. I think it would be really cool having them all and then just kind of exploring the different angles, it's trying out the different vehicles and seeing how things work. Because armor combat is armor combat for the most part. How you have to adjust it is based on the platform you're on. So I think with the Germans, you're going to have better standoff capability. Whereas with Soviets and the Americans, you've got to engage, you got to get close.
Yeah, Fury style.
Yeah.
Good movie.
You know, that's what the T-34s had to do. They swarm attacks.
Well, I was talking to him and I'm trying to talk him into applying that gameplay mechanic to an infantry base. Right? So think about how you can outfit, the tank with different types of munitions and like same thing. You could take so many mags, you could take MVGs or, depending on the time period, load up on whatever, but it's still early thought process now, but I'm hoping he can work something like that out in the future.
Nice. How many other German tank aces do you know besides Michael Wittmann? Well, Otto Carius comes to mind. He even wrote a book, Panzer Aces, I think it was, if I remember correctly. Or was written about him, I should say.
What's his name? Rommel. He's the most famous tank
leader.
Commander.
He was tank leader, not an ace.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, he was pretty good at what he did.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, it's pretty good.
So isn't Carius one?
Yeah, Otto Carius. That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
Nispel.
Yeah.
So here's a question for Kev. How do you like Rocket Chickamauga? We just talked about that a couple minutes ago.
Hot and naked. No. I
Wait, quick. We got to switch to the After Dark logo.
Gotcha. So look, I enjoyed it. I think I'm glad I didn't set up the full campaign to start, just time wise. So there are a lot of formations in the game, and I think turns will take quite a while. I think Jeff Fry, Hexy is cranking through it or has cranked through it, and I've seen him play, and I think I want to get the whole campaign on the table, but I might. It depends what you want, because if you want to do the whole early maneuver thing through all those woods, it could be really fascinating, or it could get dry and tedious. I don't know. So I defer to Hexy to offer an opinion on where he's at with it from a campaign perspective. Mm-hmm. But the individual battles, my little battle was very intense and very, very tight. It got very kinetic and thematic all at the same time. It was very cool.
Well, here's a question for Hexy real quick, is when you were talking about maneuver through the woods and all that stuff, is that at all boring, or is it interesting in that you're trying to, not only is the movement through the woods, movement of contact essentially, is it interesting that you're trying to set up where you're going to be for the upcoming battle, or is it just a slog to get from one point to another?
Yeah, I would love to hear his answer to that.
Yes,
I think it drives where you start the campaign. Do you want to start the campaign where the point of action is really about to evolve, but there's so much that goes on in that battle if you look at the history of it, and I'm not very familiar with it. I've watched 2 videos and skimmed some articles. A lot of things could have gone very differently. I think that's interesting to see. That he's got quicker than Gettysburg. Yeah, Gettysburg has a big deck as well, so a lot of chits to move. Okay, and he said 18th moves fast, so it's 3 days, 18, 19, and 20, I think, with an optional extended play.
So that's the new combat, the one Market Garden. So you like that? Have you got that one, Nate?
Hmm.
No, you haven't got it.
Which one?
And the new combat Market Garden, the Volume 3.
No.
New one that just came out.
Is that GMT?
Yeah. No, Compass.
Compass Stockweather.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah, combat exclamation
The
point.
combat series. Combat with exclamation point.
No, I didn't get into that one. That one they made standalone this time though, didn't they?
Well, the first one is standalone. The second is just an
Well,
add-on to
the
the
second
first one,
being
and
an
the third.
add-on.
All of them are standalone. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You
the
don't
second
need-
was not standalone.
No, no. All the individual games are standalone except for Volume 2, which is just an expansion for Volume 1.
Yeah, it's an
But
expansion.
all the games will be standalone, except for Volume 2, which is an expansion for Volume 1, which introduced campaign and all that other stuff.
Right.
So the all the ones going forward, like 3, you don't. It doesn't require you to have 1 and 2. You could just buy 1 if you like. You like Volume 3 or 4 or 5, whatever they come out with. If you like that one, you can jump in at that point and play that game. You don't have to play the other ones first or have them, which I think is the smart way to go.
No, I
Because-
remember I really like the combat system. I think it's one of the better man-to-man combat games. It's one of the only solitaire man-to-man combat games that's out there. It's well done, except for
Yeah.
the first one with its errata. It had a fair amount of it, but they were able to correct that problem. And the second volume gave it just a massive amount of replay value.
Yeah, the whole campaign thing I think is pretty cool. Like I wrote up all the characters, got them all squared away. Haven't done anything with it yet, but I think some of the solitaire actions are a little goofy, but I just ignore it and go, well, what would you rationally do as a German soldier trying to, you're not going to move from your hidden position with your MG whatever and race across the open ground and then lay down in the cornfield. You're going to stay behind the rocks or the hedgerow or whatever and provide covering fire. So I just ignore the bad commands and go with it going forward from there. But otherwise, it works great.
Yeah, there's sometimes you have to do that with game systems. You have to go, okay, this is trying to throw a curveball at you, or throw in a little more chaos or something. It's like, yeah, but that's so not what anybody would do.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to disregard that, and I'm going to do something. I'm going to call an audible. I'm going to do something totally different. Okay, you want to throw something hard at me? Then I'm going to say, if I roll 1 through 3, this happens. If I roll 4 through 6, this happens.
Right.
And then I roll it, and then one bad thing happens, which
Well,
is fine.
The more generalized you get with it, the more you lose that specificity that you need. So think of it like Conflict of Heroes with its solitaire system. Its solitaire system was designed specifically for Awakening the Bear. So it could be very dialed into that game. Whereas if you look at the solitaire system for something like Lock and Load Tactical, it had to be generalized to
Built
fit.
off of that to be generalized, yeah.
Yeah, but it has to fit all the games. So occasionally it's going to pull something out of its ass that is not in the realm of possibility. Same with the solitaire system for War to War 85. And
Sure.
I'm playing through that one now. And occasionally it's telling me to do something dumb. And I'm like, no.
Nope, not going to do that.
Like if I'm right here by the victory point, or I can get these victory points now and I can't get them later for the end, I'm just going to go ahead and get it for them now. Because it'd be stupid for me not to do it.
Or you can do something like, okay, I got these tank units here, but half of them, tracks were thrown or whatever, so they're half combat ineffective. So they can fire, they can sit and shoot and fire, but half of them can't move. Or something like that. You can do that yourself too. You can change something up to make it a little bit, fit a little more thematically to this situation. But Jeff wants to talk about Rocket Chickamauga. We'll have to bring him on in a separate show because we get started on that. We'll be here another 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds cool. Yeah, we'll
And
let's
no,
get him
I definitely want to get Jeff on. We talked about bringing him on. We will, and we'll talk about Rocket Chickamauga. Maybe even get Herman to join us too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, if we can get Harmon, we can cover his other new game too. They came in threes.
Dunkirk.
He hasn't released that one yet, has he?
Yes, I have it on my table.
It's out. Yeah. They're shipping it.
I can't keep track of him. Him and someone else. I can't remember the dude's name off the top of my head. I have to look it up.
Greg Smith.
Well, Greg's one of them. I was thinking David Thompson, but I don't think it was him. The two guys were yapping back and forth at each other, and it's like every time I turn around, they're releasing a new game, and I'm like, slow down, dude. I can only keep up with so much, and there's only so many lies I can tell the wife, right? Well, no. I will not be reviewing Eagle Leader. I will probably be reviewing Fulcrum Leader, which is going to be close enough. And the only reason I'll be reviewing that one is because the designer was a Marine and he's going to be sending me a copy of it. But other than that, I probably wouldn't be covering.
Oh, was that DVG?
Yeah. They finally.
Oh, that's right. That's out. Yeah.
They finally
They
delivered
finally-
on that. And Doug contacted me a couple months back asking me to confirm my address. So I'm assuming he's sending Fulcrum. But he did
Nice.
Fulcrum. He didn't do Eagle. I don't know who did Eagle Leader, but they printed both at the same time.
It's all the same system, dude. So I mean, like the core mechanics are all the same. It's just a little bit of coloring and some graphics and a handful of special rules. So
I always liked the leader system. I thought
Yeah.
Corsair Leader was done
okay.
well. You know, the
Yeah.
little dogfighty bit that they had going in
Oh.
there.
World War One,
Forlorn Hope.
trenches, push your luck. Yeah, it's like Crowbar
Crowbar?
when the boys and what's its name? Not Fearful Slaughter. What's the
No, it was the
Pickett's
Pickett's
Charge.
Charge one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
guys,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
same system? I think.
In magnificent style.
I know nothing. I've just read the blurb, but I love
Okay.
Crowbar. I thought
Yeah,
it was-
Crowbar is fun. In Magnificent Style is great. I mean, those are just like they're great narrative generators as you're pushing across the field and just like,
totally.
man, we got to get there, boys. We got to get there. Oh crap, no, we're not getting there. You know, it's really fun.
Oh, speaking of which, I've got one of those book games along those lines, kind of a what States of Siege style that I'll be covering here very soon, called Bloody Lane. You guys heard of that one?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Let me grab the
Not
book.
a State of Siege fan.
Fishing boat leader.
Yeah, Solitaire
What-
War
what's
Game.
that?
If I can get it to the show.
Bloody Lane, something. Is that one of those book war games?
Yeah, it is. It's got the rules in it, multiple different scenarios, but you can scan the book or download it PDF style and print out your own counters and
So it's
play your
almost
board.
like a war game.
Yeah, but it's similar style. The old oncoming waves of enemy forces, and this one, strangely enough, is another Civil War game. Union forces pouring down from the top, and if they ever reach Bloody Lane, you lose the game. But I do like the system that they've designed for it, and the way they've designed it to be able to be played on kind of a beginner, medium, hard, extra hard, depending on what type of events you weave into it. So
Right.
y'all stay tuned. I'll have that one up as soon as I can. Should be in the next week or so.
I'm keen to see that because I'm surprised that more designers or some designers haven't come out with games that kind of build on the theme of the tower defense
Mhm.
phone games and PC games that we used to all play, where it becomes more and more impossible to.
Yeah.
It's like trying to win. An arcade game, you can almost never win, right?
It's like Call of Duty Nazi Zombies for anybody else who played that out there.
right.
Get into
Like,
the 30s and 40s, it's like this is just impossible now.
Yeah. And so why not design war games around some theme, whether it's the unstoppable Russians in 45 or the Americans in the beach on the beaches in the Pacific or whatever the case may be. I don't freaking know. I don't.
But the thing is, though, is at what point do you go, yeah, okay, this is cool, I'm going to put it away, and then
Yeah, for
when
fun.
are you going to pull it out again?
I'm not
Yeah,
talking
that-
about historical fidelity, just like
Yeah,
for
yeah.
fun-
But I
fun
mean,
life.
after a while, you realize this is only to try to beat your own score, or like what
Right,
level can I get to?
Yeah.
Something that's video, that's twitchy, you can get into it more likely than you would a board game, I think.
If only I
So-
went left.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Because there's
Well, I mean,
a PC game like that. It's called Conquest of Elysium 5. I started playing that
uh
one recently. And it's
but
got
it's
that.
still a Twitch game, a mouse or a
No,
controller,
no.
either way.
It's turn based. And
Mhm.
it's that roguelike thing. It gets harder as you go on, but it's got all the different fantasy factions, elves, dwarves, humans, all that stuff. But similar principle that the enemy is getting stronger as you go on, and you'll either win ultimately by taking control of the map, or you'll get stomped.
Oh, so you can win. So there is an
Yes.
endpoint. It's not
There
endless
is an
waves.
end
Okay.
to it, but it's designed in such a way to be strategic and tactical and all that style that you're looking for, but it is designed with it getting harder and having an escalating difficulty curve to it.
Yeah, I think you could probably do something along the theme of, can you do better than what the Germans did at point X in the war or in a given operation, but make it lighter and more engaging, but expose people to to wargaming, right, and give them some sort of introductory. Oh, this is fun. I'm hanging in there, right? But it's fun.
We already
So
had
anyway.
something similar with David Thompson's Fudge Knuckle series. Damn, I can't remember the name of it. Keep having
What
brain
is when did Herman demonstrate the game? With who and why wasn't it on our?
Yeah, I don't know where he demonstrated Forlorn Hope. Says, looks good. Advancing your battalions across no man's land, a classic push your luck. Supposedly, it was his original idea for that type of game. So it'll be pretty cool to see that come out.
Okay, fine. Well, don't do it with us then. Fine. Yeah.
Easy Red. Not sure
I've got
seen
it.
that.
It's fun.
Okay, cool.
So many games. That's so fun.
But yeah, so what else? What else you got going, Kev? Because I know you're going on a trip here that you were talking about.
Yeah, going on a trip. So yeah, taking off. We're doing Portugal for a week, and then we're splitting up. And this is going Dublin. I'm going to Normandy. I think it's 3.5 days.
That's so weird. She's going to Ireland, and you're going to France. Like, we would just never do that. My wife and I just don't separate. She would never
Just
go
across
to
the channel.
She just wouldn't. I couldn't imagine traveling without her. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, that's cool. I mean, we'll look. First of all, we have different lives, different stages. Number one, number two. She is very interested in her family heritage.
I'm not.
So there's that, and then I don't know how many more times. I'm going to be 62 in October, so I don't know how many more times I'm going to get to Europe. And Normandy's a big one for me. I would love to have spent an extra 2 or 3 days and tooled up to the Bulge, do the Bulge. I visited Waterloo a few years ago when I was spending a lot of time in Europe. So shut up, right there.
Oh, she will. I'm going to make sure that she knows about this episode, especially.
Yeah, really. And so anyway, so we're doing that. But in the meantime, like right this week, I'm trying to crank through. You can see right there, Eastern Front series, Army Group North. I'm only on turn 8. I'm my enthusiasm for it's not grind. It's just a little bit of repetition right now because I can see where things are going, and unfortunately, once I get to that point, I'm kind of like, well, I know what's going to end. So I'll keep playing till the end of the week, and then Saturday I'll pack up, and then I want to restart and do the siege of Leningrad with the forces. There's a scenario for that with the forces that they basically had. So I'm enjoying it. It's a big footprint, low counter density. The system's good for what it is at its scale. I have less issues with this on all things that I don't like about EFS, rail and supply, because it doesn't impact this game as much for some reason. Or maybe I know the rules better. I don't know. That could be part of it. So I'm enjoying it, but my play cadence has slowed down a lot on it. I've noticed that. So I've been doing trench raid in between. I did a trench raid scenario, I think last week, the week before, I can't remember what it was. And I've got the fun thing I'm doing right now on Facebook and also posting on YouTube but to participate, you've got to be in the board game big board group, whatever it's called. I don't know on Facebook. I'm doing play by poll, the CV game, which is the Battle of Midway, and we're now in July 4th, 6 or 7 a.m. And got all the guys voting on what to do with their search planes, and the Japanese have just launched a strike against Midway, and the USN has found the troop carriers. So what do? It's all. It's great to see the choices being made by other people to drive what the USN's reaction is.
Nice.
And I'm umpiring that game. That's fun.
Yeah, how
Nice.
old is that game? I saw the little
Oh,
short you.
Older than well before you were fucking born.
I was gonna say it looks like it's got like that '70s era counters.
It's horrible. The counters are
That
horrible.
70s board game.
Yeah,
It's not 70s. It's probably early 80s. But I mean, I've had to put my reading glasses on to read the counters.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's the rules are clean. It's actually plays really well, but it's Midway, and so if you play it for the like historical version, then it's very easy as the Americans to find the Japanese very early and keep track of them, and it's game over after playing, that one day. That gets no point. So I loosened up that and said that Japanese could enter anywhere they wanted, and that has made it more challenging for the fellas who are playing. Yes, sir. That is it. No, I think it's yes, that's the one. CV and flat top. Yeah, and I'm using I think flat top was first or second. I think it was second. I don't know. Can't remember. I'm using the most updated books. But
Nice.
So
have
anyway,
you
that's all I'm doing.
have you seen the one that just charged for Compass Sea Power in the state?
Yes.
What do you think? Do you think that
I
was
want
worth getting?
I want to play it. I'm looking forward to it.
It looks good. I've actually got Compass set up, and I should do this with GMT, but I've left my old card, the one that's no longer good, as the primary. So now it sends me the email each time, because I hate how if you do that pay later thing, it'll just randomly charge you out of the blue.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to know when the money's coming out. So I got it set up that way, and I just got the notice. It was like, yeah, I couldn't charge your da-da-da-da-da. You need to update your payment information. And I was like, all right, what game is this? And I go look, and now I'm like double thinking it. I'm like, do I want this one?
I would say get it.
I need like tip my scale
yeah.
here.
Steven Newberg is a longtime designer, very smart guy, really nice guy. I have not ordered it yet. I want to. I'm not a huge naval fan, but I'm very curious about how World War III would pan out based on his theories and assessment. He's a Canadian chap. I think it's the guy I think it is.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
He's
it'll be
designed a
interesting
board
to
game.
see. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, because the thing is hypothetical World War III is really taken off past several
Yeah.
years, and everybody's not everybody.
It's set in
but
like the 80s,
everything's
right?
been land. Yes.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one. So it's gonna have 80s era, 85 era technology. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot. That would be kind of the heyday for it. But something that caught my attention, I was at my local game store the other day, and I saw the Pacific War from GMT, that big ass box. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I could just not get that one and get that instead, because now I want both.
Well,
You can get one now, one later.
Nah.
Pacific War is a good game. I mean, it's literally a lifetime of. It's all you need. Full stop to play.
Play the Pacific.
Play it. I love the Pacific is my favorite theater, so I'm questioning how I didn't get that one. Is that book?
You should get it. I mean, you should get it, right? I think you'll like it. And of course, if you want to do a more abstract version of that, you get Empire of the Sun, right?
Hold up,
If
I'm gonna
you
look
like-
up to see if this is about Antietam.
If you're into card driven games, if you like that, then that would be the way to go.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, it is. So
This is a great question. Anyone know how difficult it is to solo Vietnam 65 to 75? Depends. Are
It's
you playing a scenario or the campaign? If you're
Yeah.
playing a campaign, you're fucking nuts. If
Yeah.
you if
Yeah,
you're playing
yeah,
a scenario, well, you can.
Well, you got to put all.
You can play
You gotta
Silver
put all
Bayonet
the-
solo.
All the VC have to go face down on the whole
Yeah.
map.
Mhm.
Like what's the big?
You just
what's
play the clueless VC NBA commander. I don't know where my
Yeah.
troops are. They're just moving.
the Tet offensive, right? I mean, that is a 2-turn scenario. I watched the designer and the art guy play that, and Ralph Shelton, developer. 3 guys. Was it 2 guys? No, it was 2 guys. 2 guys. 3 days.
That know the system.
3 days. 8 a.m. 6 p.m. I don't think they finished.
Wow.
And I mean, there are no.
You know, that's a lifestyle game, literally.
It
Like you could
really
like
is.
set it up and play it a little bit every day for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic system. I played with a buddy the early version, the original version, way back in the day. We had to set up his house for 6 months, and I think we got maybe 3 or 4 turns done, and we all went, "This is awesome," but yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Pacific Rim. I have that game. I haven't played it yet. That's a really good point, Brian.
Solo mode and Vassal for GMT's Vietnam. Who's
Yeah,
making a
good luck.
module without solo?
Knock yourself out. That's awesome.
Well, I think there are some Vassal modules that don't have solo in there. I mean, they just have like
Yeah.
Observer and Red Team, Blue Team, whatever. They don't. I think it's
Right.
crazy to not have solo because,
Right.
you know, you may want to set something up because you're playing a game with your friends. You have to tear it down, and you know what? We're going to just transpose it all to Vassal instead.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So, but yeah, so that one would be, you know, you could turn Vietnam into a legacy game, meaning this person's going to play it for X amount of years. And then when they retire from it or pass on or whatever, then their game state is saved and passed on to someone else and they play
Let
it.
it pick up. Yeah.
How
let it
long
pick
will
up.
that game actually take to play the full campaign? You know,
I've
it would be
seen-
funny.
Yeah, I've seen people talk about 2-man play that takes 2 or 3 years.
Oof.
Right. I mean, and they've done it multiple times. So who knows? Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. But so anything else you got going after you come back? Well, hopefully, one thing we've been saying we need to do is sit down and play that game.
Which game?
We just Baltic game that we're trying to demo, play, get a look
Yeah.
at. We just haven't had the time. Neither one of
Yeah,
our schedules haven't matched up.
Yeah, I've just been too
Alien.
You got it. I got it because you got it.
Which
Yeah.
one?
This is the
There's an Alien game?
Alien RPG.
Yes, I know. Alien RPG. Yeah, we gotta
That's
play
one
this.
we should be doing.
Yeah, we need to do that. We need to, you know, what we need to do is get somebody who we need to find somebody who's like an experienced DM on
GM.
that and have them run us through it. That would be fun.
That'd
That
be
would a
fun.
lot of-
Yeah, because
And
they
then
have
we get
all-
a couple of people from the audience involved. Have like a
Yeah.
6-player game or something like that. It'd be fun.
that was super cool. Yeah.
So that, and then you know, aside from Baltic, when it comes for me, one of the ones I'm looking forward to is Sea Power and State, like you were talking about. I'm gonna sit down and I got a Vassal copy for playtesting of Army of the Potomac from Mark Herman. So I'm gonna try to find some time for that as well.
Very cool.
It's just been very difficult to find time, but the good thing is that system is fast enough to where you don't have to sit down and it's not Vietnam 65, 75. You don't have to sit up
Right.
and oh, this is my life for the next 20 years. You know,
Yeah.
you can sit down and play it in the evening. So, so that'll be interesting to see, and just trying to, you know, find some time to get gaming in whenever I can. But it's just been really difficult. Hopefully things will ease up here, and of course when they ease up, we'll go right in hockey season. That's the way it always goes. So does anybody? Oh, there you go. Nuke it from orbit. The only way to be sure. So that is pretty much all we've got for tonight. We were trying to wrap it up sooner. That's why we didn't bring Jeff in. We were going to bring him in. He actually wanted to talk about Chickamauga, but like I said, we'd be here for another 2 hours, and we were getting ready to wrap it up. But Jeff, we will get you on. We'll find a night where we can, or even on a weekend, where we can get you in there, and we'll talk about Rock Chickamauga here in the next few weeks. And like I said, we'll get Herman in too. So anybody else have any last minute things here before we go? What you got coming up on your channel? Anything like that?
Just maybe a small amount of British Tank Ace. A couple of those videos that I've got filmed. Some Warpath, Epic Warpath by Mantic. I've got some Dead Red Line Games stuff coming up. And some digital games, the Conquest of Elysium. And I finally tried out that tank game, Gunner Heat PC.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I've got a little campaign going on there. The first
It's a little
one I
different
tried,
than a shooter, you know?
yeah, I did very bad. I started in the M60 at the first one. I got smoked. So I started a new campaign where I had an Abrams. And
yeah, and you go lays and blaze instead of having to use the rabbit ears to bring it in and get your range.
Yeah,
it's in an M60. It sucked.
it was so much
Especially when
easier
you go
just
against an M1.
push, laser, Roger, fire.
Lays and
pop.
blaze. Bam, bam. Yeah, that's why that high rate of fire, more accuracy, better range, just the whole 9 yards, better armor. Everything is better. But then again, this M60 was around since the 60s. So what can you say? It's to be expected. But yeah, so glad to hear that you like it. I'm just waiting for to see if they get some multiplayer in there. That would be cool. Then we got Nordic Maelstrom saying he started a 1/2400 scale naval miniature gaming. Got some USN and IJN ships for.
Is that the same scale as Victory at Sea by Warlord Games? Yeah, their little ships are about yay big. The destroyers and cruisers, aircraft carriers, a couple inches long.
Yeah, the A3 could, but not at the same, not like with the M1, you know, and the A3, I'm trying to remember if the A3 is modeled in that one or not. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to look and see in Gunner Heat PC because I just like playing the M1. That's a lot of fun. And then you can play a whole bunch of different vehicles too. You can play the Soviet vehicles, you can play other nations' vehicles. I think they've got Leopards in there as well. So plus you can play the BRDMs, things like that, which I think is pretty cool. It's not just playing tank on tank, which is pretty cool. Nordic says, good question, Gimpy. Not sure about that. Ships I have are from GHQ.
I would think they might be smaller then, because I think GQ runs the I know their tanks are like small.
So he says 1/1800 scale.
Yeah, so that means they are smaller.
There you go. All right, so that will be it for this month. And this is actually, just so everybody knows, this is our catch-up show from August, being it we were talking about our schedules never catching up. We weren't able to get a show in August, so we will still have another show later this month. And like I said, when when Kev gets back from his trip and all, we'll try to get a night or a weekend or something like that. And we'll get Jeff on, and we'll also talk with Herm and try to do a little bit more talk on Chickamauga, and maybe even talk a little Antietam about what's coming up next. But appreciate all you guys for stopping in tonight and joining us, and we will see you on the next show. Have a great night, everyone.